So first of all, thank you for coming today in this wonderful morning. You are wondering why I want to talk with you this morning, have this date with you. And I want to remember for you, when we met each other, why you're a special person for me in particular. Because when I arrived to this community, I was very new. I go to the gym, I want to play tennis, and in the tennis community, I was not very welcome in the beginning because I'm the new guy, young, I'm the new guy. And then my coach team give me the number of Steve. You remember Steve?
Steve, yes.
And then Steve, I was texting with Steve, and Steve give you your give talk about you, that you are the person like connect people to play tennis, whatever. And then by any chance, we met each other in person, and you was so nice to me, and you invite me to your team. I don't even play doubles, but you invite me to your team, and I feel like, wow, this is finally. So I want to play tennis, right? And I don't know how to play doubles, but I take a chance. So I've been playing since that moment doubles because that's the only thing that you can do in tennis around here. But I was wondering more about your background on why we have city courts with a name related to you. Who is that person?
So as far as the city court's name, Henry J. Calamari is actually my father. And after he passed away, the city wanted to name the courts after him in his honor. And so that's how it came out to Henry J. Calamari Memorial Tennis Center.
So why?
So
How your father impact the city to have a city
So-
courts?
And so before he passed away, he got into tennis at a late age. And when he got in gung ho, so enthused. He started running tennis tournaments, leagues.
How late? How late? How old he was?
He was probably around 40.
That's late.
Well,
So I'm late.
I mean, he passed away at the age of 55. So,
Oh, okay,
he-
okay.
you
Late.
know,
Okay. I
so-
understand now.
like me, I started when I was like 15, 16 years old. So in my family, I was like the first one that really got into tennis, playing tournaments, playing leagues, being captains of leagues, just very involved with tennis. And then later, my parents got into it. And my dad got very involved. Like I said, he was captain of teams. He ran a lot of these little social
Here
events.
in the city.
Yeah, at those courts.
So before those courts, before the name, those courts, it was alive.
Those courts was around.
Okay.
Since if I had to guess, maybe mid 70s was when those courts was built.
Okay.
So that's where he always played out of. And then, like I said, after he passed away, the mayor actually went to my mother and said, we would like to rename the courts in his honor because of all his volunteer and just being so involved into tennis and having so many people pick up the sport.
So he bring the community together.
Yes.
So before that, it was empty courts.
I mean, there wasn't like any leagues. Not many leagues was going on. Not many social events, things like that. So, he did kind of made it more lively for people to come in, and it was like a big family when we did social events. I mean, everybody pitch in. We buy some drinks and food and.
How old were you in that moment?
I would have been probably like early 20s, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe 18, 19, but I would say more early 20s.
So the mayor go to your home to talk with to your mom.
What's that?
The mayor go to your mom directly when you.
Oh, yes. After, yeah, the mayor contacted my mom directly, and my mom was like so like appreciative that the city would approach her about this after such a devastation because my dad drowned in a he was out fishing by himself,
Oh,
and
I'm so sorry
so
about that.
it
It was an accident.
was an accident. Till this day, the only thing we think could have happened, he might have had a stroke or a heart attack
Alone.
by himself, and
So he have heart issues before that.
he had a minor stroke about a year before he passed. So that's why we kind of think something probably came
Together.
together from the previous year because they said once when you have a minor stroke, it's actually called a TIA. That there's a good chance down the road you could have a major stroke. So, my dad was in great shape. Actually, that morning before he went fishing, he ran. He used to always run, so he ran 5, 6 miles that morning, and then he went and jumped in the boat, went and fished, and then that's when all that happened.
So who find him?
Well, we all actually went out
Because that was he disappeared,
he
right?
was underwater somewhere, and for 2 days, a lot of my family had boats. We all went out there. They had the wildlife and fisheries, the sheriff department, and everybody was out in boats. And it happened on a Monday.
So the boat's still in the same place.
The boat was still running when someone called it in,
running around,
like
or
just in circles.
Oh my God! So
Yeah.
they start to look in that area first.
They looked in that area, and then we spread out and went to other areas. And like I said, it happened on a Monday. It was Wednesday afternoon before someone found them. Thank God we didn't find them because when you in the water that long, I mean,
Yeah, the composition of the body, everything.
and that's what they say. Y'all are some lucky that the kids, none of us found him, that we didn't have to see him. Like that.
So in that moment, you have your 20s.
I was, let's see, that happened in 95. I was born in 67. So I was actually, 20, 28, not quite, fixing to turn 28. So I was 27 at the time.
What you do to that moment, in professional?
Real estate.
You do real estate?
I got
You
in.
was agent or investor at that moment?
I was pretty much just a agent. I had already bought a few properties, but I mean, my livelihood was listing and selling real estate on a daily basis.
And your father do that as well?
My dad had retired from real estate in 1980 or 82, somewhere around then.
So how, how, this is a very difficult question, but I want to know.
Sure.
Because, in the war of death, everybody is different to carry the grave, the pain.
Yes.
So how impact your before and after that moment, your life?
Yeah. Oh, I mean.
So you stopped to war, you stopped to eat. What was the outcome?
It was devastating. I mean, one good thing, we do have a large family, so
They get
having
together.
a large family actually helped the situation. But we all, I mean, it was like a knife just went through us.
Boom.
It was because we were so close.
You're still close. You're a big
Yeah.
family.
But my dad was like all of our role models. I mean, we looked up to him very much. I mean,
So in that moment, you was father already or no?
no, I wasn't even married. I was still single.
Wow.
Yeah. So he died July of '95, and December of '95, I met my wife. I mean, we wasn't married, but that's when I met her. We started dating after that, and then
I'm surprised how you keep track of the years. So you are like a very smart man.
and so we started dating. Basically, you know,
So she know your family before that or not?
no,
She was
no,
not part of the crew.
she didn't know.
She was an outsider.
because she was from the South Shore, and we all lived on the North Shore.
Okay.
But I knew her from tennis,
Oh,
so
okay.
I had met her before, but not really had any conversations. And but we was at a Christmas party in Slidell with a bunch of tennis players, and we started talking more and more, and we exchanged phone numbers and started playing tennis together.
Like
And
a team,
just mixed doubles,
mixed
like
doubles,
against other friends, just to
and the chemistry was there.
yeah, and it just started clicking from there. and
And until this day.
and yep, in April 25th, 1997, we got married, and
So that's 2 years later after you met.
about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we had our first child, Henry, October 20.
That's the Henry that I know.
Yes.
Okay.
October 29th, 1998. And then Ashley came May 13th.
So you have two.
2002. A boy and girl, and they both play tennis as well.
And when I'm a father, brand new.
Yes.
And then you know how you changed life and everything. So I was wondering how changed to you, after you lost your father and you are now a father. So now you don't have the opportunity to share those moments with him, but you have the opportunity to bring joy to your life with this new person, the baby that is Henry. How that changed to you?
Yeah. Well, it definitely changed our lives as far as, like, before that, we just took off and did things all the time, where once when a child came in, you change your whole lifestyle. I mean, you're not going out on weekends at bars and cutting up half the time. I mean, you start settling down, and it just makes you start thinking what's the true things of life is, instead of just go and party here, party there.
So you was a party boy?
I mean,
That's what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, we always having different parties for, just.
So that's your change. Stop partying.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have like Super Bowl parties now. We still
Just so you were a football fan and
but
everything.
When
games.
when we had small kids, we had to, be mature adults and take care of the children.
Yeah, give an example. You say,
Excuse me.
like giving him examples.
Yes. Setting good examples for the kids as they grow up, and so we got them into sports and different activities where we was always supportive, going to their games, going to whatever activity that maybe with school. So they saw we was 100% behind them, and I think now, with them being grown-ups, they actually appreciate the growth.
So how it feels when you have the second one? When you have your second son? How it feel? It's more prepared, more easy peasy.
Yeah. Now, having a boy and a girl is a little different, but
Exactly.
but Yeah, I would say we was more knowledgeable about how to handle having a newly born child.
Yeah.
Since we had my son first, but overall, um, they both was
How much they got apart?
about 18 months apart.
So that's good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to. I want to do that.
yeah.
I think that's the best.
Well, this way, like my wife said,
You have everything together.
with them growing up, they close to the same age. Where if you have big gaps, well, I mean,
Yeah, you need to restart again.
yeah.
Wow.
So they actually growing up did a lot together. Like they was like best friends.
They still.
and they very close still. Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
amazing.
And
So-
actually, they both bought a house right around the corner from each other, so which is close to where we live as well. So everybody's within is about a quarter of a mile. That's it.
So how many calamaris is here in the city?
Whew, inside out, well,
Louisiana, whatever.
yeah, okay, well,
What the story?
I'm gonna give you one of my dad's sister. Okay, she got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Sure, it might have been 15 years now. I lost track as far as when she actually got diagnosed. But anyway, she has Alzheimer's. She just lost her husband just a few months ago, and they had eight kids, and
They had no TV on that house.
and
8 kids.
eight kids.
Wow.
And they just had their 34th grandchild yesterday. So yesterday was what, the 13th, August 13th.
Wow.
So they have 34 grandkids. And that's just one of my dad's sisters. My dad had 3 sisters and a brother. His brother had 5 kids, and they probably got 20 some odd grandkids. Another sister had 6 kids. One had passed as a newly baby, maybe less than a year, and then another sister, she had 8 kids as well, and
Big family.
yes,
Wow.
yes, and my mom. So my parents, they have I think 22 grandchildren, but like 28 great grandkids, and that's my parents. So, I mean, when you go just with my dad's siblings and spread it out, I mean, it gets,
You have like 100 people
it
there?
gets very big. We used to have like Christmas at my parents' house. Well, once when everybody started getting married, having kids, everybody had just spread out and do their own thing because it got just way too big. So,
Wow.
so now, like for Christmas, we would do something just with my immediate family, which is, I have 5 siblings and everybody has kids and grandkids. So it's still big without having all my dad's siblings with their families.
So having a big family and your own family and the tennis family, because tennis is family too.
Yes.
How do you deal with you was growing as a real estate and a business person? How was your personal routine outside everything, like to maintain your goals inside your life?
Yeah.
How you deal with
real
that?
estate was my livelihood, so I had to succeed in that. Otherwise, I went to college for I think three semesters, and it just wasn't for me.
What career you was pursuing?
I was thinking about going into accounting because I was always good with numbers, and I kind of enjoy that part of it. But I just didn't have a good feel about it. And my dad Well, my grandfather had his own real estate company, which he opened back in, I think it was in the 40s. Well, my dad got into real estate, then his brother got in real estate. So they had a real estate company named after my grandfather, Henry A. Calamari and Sons. And so they all retired from real estate. And so that's when my dad saw that, I wasn't really enjoying college much. He's like, man, why don't you try real estate? And so that's how I got into it. And I got my license March 1987. I went to real estate school, passed everything, and that's when I got licensed and I started full time in 1987. I was only, let's see, 19 when I got into real estate.
Oh, very young.
Yeah, I was, and I was very intimidated by people because you dealing with,
Yeah.
their biggest
All
their
situations.
biggest purchase of their life, and they looking at just a young kid basically telling me this is what you should buy or this is how you should do it. So it those first several years was tough on me, but I managed to get by, and I just kept producing more and more and more, and
So you take over.
I had became a top agent for a decent sized company for a couple years.
So receiving awards and everything
Oh,
for
yeah,
being real
yeah,
estate.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So now the biggest topic of the day, you come back almost from the death. You have an accident, and all your joy it was taken away
Yes.
in one split second.
Yep.
And then now we're here talking like nothing happened. And it's a very strange situation,
Actually, it happened right at about 5 months ago.
5 months already?
It happened March 12th.
March 12th. Oh, you keep track of the days. You're very good. You can be police. You can be police too.
Yeah, but I won't forget that date because, like you said, I mean, 3 doctors told me after seeing my MRI and just everything that I should have been paralyzed or killed myself.
So can we come back to that morning? Why you want to stretch your back that day? Can we come back to
Sure.
that day? So you wake up.
Yep. Okay. So the morning of that day of the accident, I was in a golf tournament that
So you
fixing.
compete in golf too?
Oh yeah.
Are
yeah.
you good?
Yeah, very decent.
So humble, my guy.
So anyway, I was leaving around 10 o'clock for a golf tournament. So when I woke up around 7, I said, I think I'm gonna go run 2 miles just to kind of loosen up and get ready for my golf tournament. And as I was fixing to walk out, I said, since I am going to be playing golf right after I go run, I better go stretch my back.
So that's all your thoughts.
Yeah.
So you're not talking to nobody.
I'm just thinking
In
to
your
myself.
competing mindset.
I was like heading to go out the door to go run.
Okay,
And I
okay.
turned around and I said, let me get on the inversion table and stretch my back. Because it does feel good when you upside down and just hanging, and I turn
Twist.
and twist and like it does a good job like stretching there.
Okay.
And so normally I just slide my feet in, flip up, no big deal, because no one else in my house uses it. So I keep the pin in one setting. Well, this morning of
On the accident.
I got on same thing routine, just slide my feet in, not even checking the shoot, what do you call it? The latch or
Okay.
for your feet.
Yeah.
And as soon as I flipped up, that latch wasn't all the way in. And so when I flipped up, I mean, in a split second, I had no chance of catching myself or anything. And I just went straight down, straight on my head. And my wife was fixing to leave to go play tennis in New Orleans, like in 10 minutes. And she heard a big commotion.
So you hit here?
I hit straight on my head. And the doctor from the MRI CAT
Yeah, but
scan,
don't jump to there. So your wife coming?
Oh yeah, so she came in and she knew I was.
She was like, Harry, what
She
happened?
knew I was messed up, and I kept just saying, I said, I think I'm paralyzed because when it first happened, my whole right arm, I could not move. I had no feeling, nothing. It was dead. And I said, I can't believe I paralyzed myself.
And she was like, wait,
and
don't move.
So she wanted to call 911 right away. And I said, hold on. I said, see if you can at least get me out from it. Because I was still underneath, like kind of trapped underneath the machine.
And she don't want to touch you.
And so she's like, let me go get a neck brace. And we had just this little collar type neck brace, like just little foam. And she's like, let me at least go get that and stabilize your neck. And so she came back, put that on. And I said, look, before you call 911, just see if you can get me out underneath and sit me up against the wall. And so it took a little while to try get me out from underneath because I couldn't hardly move myself.
Wow.
And so she eventually was able to get me out. I mean, it took probably 20, 30 minutes. And then she got me, I wanted to just sit up against the wall.
So that was before the 911?
Before 911. So once when she finally got me to a sitting spot, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm paralyzed. And she's like, okay, I'm going to call 911 now. And I'm like, hold on, one second. I said,
so why you are hesitating? I don't understand.
I know. I was hard-headed at the time because everybody who I talked to said I shouldn't have, we shouldn't have moved me at all.
Exactly.
911 should have been there and handle me the proper way because they said I could have done a lot more damage.
Yeah, but I don't know. You was hesitating. She need to. I don't know. She loved you so much to wait too because you don't want to.
Yeah. So after she got me to the sitting position, I told him, I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I can feel my arm again. I could feel my fingers." I said, "Hold on." I said, "It might not be as bad." I said, let's see if you can stand me up then.
Oh my God.
And so, I mean, like I said, the whole time she's like, I'm calling 911. And then I push her off for a few minutes saying, let's try this first. And then, after she got me to the sitting position, she wanted to call 911. But that's when I started getting that feeling back. So I said, let's see if I can stand up and just see if I can walk. If I can't walk, yes, call 911. I said, but if I can walk without like excruciating pain, you just take me to the hospital.
Okay.
And so she finally got me standing up, and I was like just doing like little baby steps, and we just kept going down the hallway. I said, take me straight to the car. And she got me to the car and took me straight in. I think she called the emergency room ahead of time saying, look, my husband messed up his neck really bad. I'm going to need someone to come out to the car and get him out the car because you know, we can't really move him much. And someone came out to help at least get me like into a wheelchair, and then we went into the ER. They took me right away.
Right away?
Right
No
away.
way.
They took me right away, and they brought me to the back, and I think they gave me something just to try take some of the pain away, but they wanted to do a CAT scan and X-rays right away to see exactly what's going on, and that's when they came back and said, "Yep, you fractured 4 vertebrae and tore a ligament in no, not the torn ligament, because that didn't show up until the MRI, but the 4 fractured vertebrae showed up on the CAT scan, and I guess the X-ray as well, and then the next day I had an MRI, and that's when they said, you got even more damage. You have a torn ligament, and so the neurosurgeon who was, I guess, on call wound up being my doctor throughout this whole ordeal, gave me the option. He said, he goes, you really need surgery, and it's going to include fusing C3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm like, wow. I said, Doc, I said, I'm very active. I play tennis, golf. I was bowling at the time. I said, I was jogging. I said, man, I said, that's going to impact all of my activities. And he's like, it's going to definitely,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
done. You're done.
he said, because you're going to lose 50% of your mobility. And you know, tennis, I mean, you're doing this, you looking up, golf, you know, doing the same
Yeah, yeah.
thing, and losing 50% mobility. I'm like, I like was almost crying. I'm like, is there any chance this could heal on its own? And that's when he's like, look, he goes, you would be a good candidate of possibly healing, possibly. I'm not saying yes, but I'm saying possibly, because you're in good shape, you're active. And he goes, but this is going to be the thing. You will have to wear this brace 24/7, and it's probably going to be 3 months. And he goes,
8 month.
3 months.
Okay.
3 months. And he goes, you take this brace off, you put another one on just to take your shower, but then put this one back. You sleep in it, you do everything. You're not going to be able to move your neck up, down, side to side for basically 3 months. I said, I tell you what, I would like to try it. I said, you know, if we get a month into it, and whatever time frame, and I'm not comfortable anymore, I said, I'll be ready to do the surgery at the time. I said, but I think I would like to try it, and I will do everything is what you say, and without any movement, because any movement is not gonna let it try to heal. And so throughout the whole ordeal, we did X-rays, we did MRIs, we did CAT scans every several weeks and month, 6 weeks, whatever, and it kept showing positive results that it's healing. It's in every step of the way. It kept giving us the positive news that we want to hear. So I said, let's keep going. And in 3 months, we did the last CAT scan. He's like, yep, come on out of your neck brace. He goes, now, you're still not going to be able to move much because it's going to be stiff as a board. But he goes, I want you to start working on just going
No, don't do it. Don't
down,
do it. Don't do
up,
don't do it.
side to side. He said, I want you to do that 10 times every direction, every hour for the next 2 to 3 weeks and start seeing how much flexibility you're going to get back. And so I started doing a lot of that throughout the day.
So you was yes, no,
And
yes.
yeah, so every week it seemed like it got a little bit better, a little bit
Wow.
better. Then I wouldn't say it might have been 3 weeks after I got out of it. I told my wife, I said, man, let's go try see if I can, swing a tennis racket. And
Crazy Henry.
because we actually had a little foam ball
Yeah.
just in the driveway, just hitting real short, just trying to see how it felt. And it kept getting better. So we actually got on the tennis court, like I said, 3, maybe 4 weeks after I came out the neck brace, started hitting.
It was crazy to go in.
And I mean, I still couldn't like serve at the time, hit overheads. I like slowly just kept working my way back. And I would say maybe 6 weeks after coming out the neck brace, I played my first tennis match.
USDA?
No, just
Friendly?
just a fun match. Yeah, just to see.
Are you feel alive?
And,
Everything?
and actually, when I played that first match back, my wife came and sat out there and watched. She's like, man, she goes, you look good for a first match back. She goes, I wasn't expecting that. So,
You know, when before the accident, this is a very personal, deep question. Before the accident, when I see you playing, sometimes when you get mad, for you it's a stupid shot or something
Yeah.
like that you cannot miss because you're Henry Calamari, and you get mad and you throw your racket and scream, "Why?" So now, do you love your errors? Like, that's okay. I don't care. I'm playing.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I am.
More positive, or you still getting
no,
upset?
I'm more positive, but I mean, it's just in my body or
Yeah.
in my mind that I shouldn't miss. or don't do a stupid unforced error. but I just put that extra pressure, I guess, on myself.
So you still doing it?
I'm getting
Because you can come back to your bed
yeah.
and put your neck thing and think about things again.
Yeah.
Like
No,
you are
that's-
in the court
Yeah.
playing.
No, I am very thankful for being able to do basically almost everything that I did before the accident. So in my mind, I am very appreciative and thankful, and I try to, be a lot calmer now than before. But every once in a while, something might kind of click, and just for a second, I'll scream something, stupid out or whatever. but in the long run, in my mind, I keep telling myself, hey, I shouldn't even be out here.
Exactly.
I'm so thankful
Exactly.
that the good old Lord looked down on me and has a plan for me to still be alive and active. So I am appreciative.
So I was thinking, if I hear Henry again, crying in the tennis court about anything, I'm gonna remember he can come back to the bed, because you are playing.
Yeah.
So you're here. You are moving. You're hitting the ball. So why you be upset,
Yeah.
But, tennis crazy, very mental game. And I twist my ankle and stop playing for 2 months. Right now I'm not playing. I twist my ankle again. And I know that it's, very mental, and sometimes you are so in the game, so you are not grateful at all. You are like, man, I cannot miss that ball. And you forget everything that you need to be more grateful. Like
Yeah.
you are there, you are healthy, you have racket, you have clothing, you have like opponents, you have a court to play. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of positive things to be grateful. Just one thing, you lose your capacity of mental health, and that's tennis.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I've always struggled with the mental part. Just getting, and that's what people would tell me. Your biggest thing is right here.
Yeah.
If you can stay positive, and it goes, I mean, you have the shots and stuff, but sometimes that brings you down because you know you get negative, and then you know
Yeah,
it,
like I tell you, when you have the accident, I text you like, take this opportunity to settle down, reset the mind, reset the heart. Because when you have an accident like that, and
yeah,
life and God give you the chance to live,
yeah,
it's because the life is telling you, hey, this is your chance.
yeah,
Take a breath,
yeah,
reset your mind. What you was doing wrong, let's doing the right thing next. So that I was like very happy that you would not die and you're gonna recover in 12 weeks and whatever. But because I have a stroke at 26, that was my first heart stroke, and I have my twist in the ankle. So I have my few moments that life give me the opportunity to think about things that I'm not grateful, that I need to be grateful,
yes,
So the last twist, it was 1 week ago, and I build all this. So I take the negativity, okay, slow down the tennis, let's produce in another place. Because when I don't play tennis, I don't know about you, I get very depressed. Like,
yeah, yeah,
this is an addicted game that
yeah,
nobody understand.
sure,
So when you are not playing, it's like what I do now. Is what are you saying to the doctor? I cannot play tennis. I cannot play golf. What is gonna be my life?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
should kill myself,
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
stupid thinking like that, but the people don't understand how addict I don't know, the swing game is not the racket, the golf. It's very addicted game because you're always improving.
yeah,
It's like take over years, years,
oh
years,
yeah,
and then you quit 2 weeks, and then you come back again to the basics. It's like wow.
yeah,
So I'm very grateful that you are doing this with me today, and we are here talking. The
yeah,
other day you was almost dead,
yes,
and now you're here talking. You're playing tennis. I see you, and I was like, man, you're crazy. When I see you play, you crazy because I want you to take care of yourself, but I see you good, like playing good, surf and volley. It was like, wow.
yeah,
But that's okay. So
yeah.
what's the next step for Henry Calamari?
Well, I just finished up 3 weeks of physical therapy, and that helped a lot too. To
So you are normal, or you have
I
some
mean,
percentage of?
I still sleeping. Still, I mean, I can sleep in a bed now. Where when I was in that neck brace, I slept on a recliner for 3 months. But I mean, I can sleep in a bed now. I still have a lot of stiffness and tightness, and if I turn kind of quick or something while I'm sleeping,
It's
I'm
like,
like
ooh, ooh,
and
like the nerves. You have
like something might catch or but as far as like daily, like right now it's stiff. I mean, I can't turn 100% and stuff like that, but I tell people I'm not in pain. So, I mean, I'm very grateful for that. I said this stiffness, I mean, I'm probably going to have this for the rest of my life where like driving, especially trying like turn, seeing a car.
oh,
But,
yeah, you driving too.
but, you know, I can overlook all that. I'm just grateful where I'm at, I mean, because I really didn't know if the day will ever happen to come back and play my sports. And
So after with you have like a big part of your life is a very good part. Like you have a big family, everyone is together, but at the same time you have like difficult situation that impact your family too, like your father, what happened you now,
yeah.
and you deal with these very heavy things. How is the mentality now after success on those things? What is the message for a person that is dealing with something like that? What you can tell them?
Yeah. Well, first of all, have faith in God. Um, I mean, I've had so many people pray for me to have a full recovery. I pray the rosary. I go mass all the time, praying for other people, not just myself. And but you have to have faith in God. If you don't have God in your life, I mean, who do you turn to? There's not many. There's no one more powerful than Him to turn to. Now we have family to turn to for situations, but I mean, God is where, I mean, you need Him in your life because, like they say, with God, everything's possible. Without God, nothing's, it could be impossible.
So how you did? How was your patience of that process?
Actually, everybody said that they thought because they
Because
know.
12 weeks is like 12 months when you are very
no.
active.
I kept every morning. I said one day at a time. One day at a time. Don't look at the long picture.
Okay.
Just take one day at a time. And like my wife, she was a saint. I mean, she did everything for me. And like like rental properties, stuff that I normally can go do myself.
Yeah.
She was out there doing it to help the situation, but she kept telling me, she goes, "You've been actually a great patient. You never complain, and you did all the right things. I mean, you didn't get antsy and want to take it off, or so." She she thought I was really patient, and
I think it's the moment to remarry.
yeah,
Remarry.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's amazing.
Right.
You have an amazing story. You're an amazing person, Harry. You are a fighter. You're a fighter. You need to continue what you're doing. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here with me and
Yeah.
share your thoughts and your emotion with me. I'm very grateful for that. And that's it, my friend.
Okay.
We're rolling.
Well, thank you, Ray.
You feel good?
Yep.